And Deb, would you mind emailing this out to all the kids? Or send one to me and Tammy, and we can send it to all the kids, telling them just what steps to go through from a Chromebook.
And actually, I don't know what steps to go through for a Chromebook because I've only got them. Well, no, wait. I'll find out.
Oh yeah, I'm looking through their site right now, but Zoom's help site is just cloggy.
Yeah, I'll get the directions. I think they're going to send them out from IT, and as soon as I get those, I'll send them to you guys because I don't have all the students' emails.
Well, no, perfect. Yeah, if you want to forward that to us, then Tammy and I can send that to everybody.
Okay.
Great.
And did I miss something? Or sorry, Ashley, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm kind of worried about this PE thing. Send it out. We haven't I don't have any idea what's going on. I've never heard of this. So am I supposed to send out something she's sending to me to send to the kids?
No.
Jen is sending it to all the kids, right?
Yeah, they're going to do it through the office.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Because I was a little glitchy during that time, and I figured I must have missed something. Okay, cool.
They're going to just send it out to the office, and you don't have to do anything.
Thank you. Much easier. I appreciate that. Okay.
Amen.
So we don't have to do anything with our advisory or anything because they were talking about advisory classes.
No.
That's if you want to do all the activities yourself, then register to your advisory so they'll get the points.
Oh, okay.
So then film yourself doing the shoe thing and towel thing if you want to do that. Don't have to.
How would they know if the students actually did it, or they're just filling in the points on the Google Doc?
That's what I thought.
You don't.
It's just something at that point, right?
Not that
they're opening it.
Yeah. The fact that they completed a Google form is kind of a win. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa's still trying to get in. I'm not sure about Earl.
Maybe I'll text her and tell her to just use her phone. Actually, I can't really text her because I'm using my Zoom on my phone.
I'll text her.
She says she's shutting down and restarting again. Yeah. So
I tried that and that did not work.
Actually, last week I had this problem where a few days ago, and I just had to keep working with it and do an update too. It was a pain. I don't know why or what happened, but then
I just went into self-service, even though I already had the Zoom app on my computer, and I clicked it again, and it looks like it downloaded it again. So I'm gonna try opening up my email again and clicking on the link from my computer and seeing if that did anything. So you might have to let me back in again here.
Yeah, I don't think it shut down on Kelly. I think she was able to update, and then she got in, and we continued our meeting. So.
Okay. Let's see. It says, please wait. The meeting host will let you in soon. So that's further than I got earlier today. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's like I had to shut down the app completely and reload it on my computer again. So now I'm going to end the meeting on my phone if I can. I don't know.
I'm going to tell Lisa what you just did.
Has anybody Zoomed with their parents yet?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. My dad's just sitting there doing this the whole time.
My husband was dancing around.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. My husband was dancing around behind me, entertaining the grandkids.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Okay. So you did it off of self-service, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did somebody text Lisa and tell her to just use her phone?
I'm almost done. I just got to hit send.
Okay.
Did someone text Lisa?
I just did.
Yep.
Wait, okay, sorry. Now I'm glitching.
I don't know if Earl was in the meeting this morning or at 12:30. I didn't see him.
I didn't see him.
I saw his name.
Did you see his name? Okay, good.
Well, and really, I mean, the people that sort of have speaking parts, I think are all here. So that was really kind of the purpose of this meeting, was just to kind of walk us through the, can you see my video? Is my video on? Oh,
It's
here.
not on.
Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Oh, no. Hey. Hi. I think the whole purpose of this was just to maybe like just go through the motions real quick, just so we know kind of who's throwing it to who.
Mhm.
So we'll give maybe Lisa another minute or so, and Earl, and then we can just run through it. I don't think it's going to take very long.
Okay.
Dennis, what's your camp name?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
What was that again?
What's your camp name?
Oh, Beetle.
Beetle.
Beetle. Okay, I got to add that to the itinerary here for the night. Beetle. Okay.
Beetle.
When you get that, I'm Sasquatcho, not
I got everybody else, but when we finished that last meeting, I could not remember what Dennis's camp name was.
Oh, but Nathan wants you to make sure you put O on the end of his name. He's Sasquatch O.
Oh.
Right.
I
That
did
was
not-
when I was a counselor way back in the day. That was my original camp counselor name.
I did not catch that.
That's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
No,
I will change it.
am I starting the meeting? Are you starting the meeting? Who wants to start the meeting for everybody?
You mean hit play on the record?
No.
Okay.
Who's going to be the host, and then we can make all the teachers co-hosts. But who's going to be the host? Do you want to do it?
That scares me if I'm in charge of anybody's technology.
Okay.
So here's what I was thinking. I was thinking.
It's your turn.
What'd you say?
I said, oh, go ahead, Deb.
Okay.
Well, I was thinking either Deb or Nate would be the person that actually like hits go on the video, on the pre-recorded video, right?
Yeah.
So one of you be the host. I think Elizabeth Williams said she would be the co-host.
Yeah, so she had to run over to her parents, so she won't be joining us, but she wants, Deb, before you go, she wants your cell number so she can connect with you about letting people in or whatever.
Okay.
Or whoever, pretty
Okay.
much.
And Nathan, are you wanting to host? I mean, do you want me to host it, but like share screens and make it so we're co-hosts so you can play the video, or do you want?
Yeah, I think I feel better if you if you host it,
Okay.
add us all as co-hosts, and then you can co-host to me. I can share screen and play that first video.
Okay.
That whole video that includes the campfire, cabin call, the skit, and all the intros, and then I'll say, then I can maybe pause it and go, all right, now I'm going to throw it back to Trillium, and then I'll kind of throw back to you. You take, and then wait, Ashley, you're going to MC it, right?
Yeah, so I think what we need to do, somebody just needs to hit play on that 18-minute video at like 6:55, right?
Oh, yeah.
6:55, hit play on that video, make the Zoom call live, right? And start letting people in.
Okay.
And
So
then
could Deb-
that pre-recorded thing should go, oh shoot, I didn't write the time down. It should play until the end of the clone call. Right between the clone call and the skit, Nate, you put a little title that says like, and now for a silly skit or something like that.
Okay.
We need to stop that video right after the clone call when we all say, whoa, boom, we stop it. And then it needs to be clicked to live, because that's when I will come on and I will say, hey, welcome, we're here. And I'm going to talk about the two different levels of appreciation. I'm going to talk about loud clapping and cheering, and then I'm going to talk about kind of our silent hand rubs as it gets quieter. And I'm going to then just introduce Colleen, Dragonfly. And I'm going to say, to start off our live session, we're going to have a special friend of mine, Dragonfly, who's going to start us off with one of our first songs for the night. And Colleen's going to jump in.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you're going to give us this
What?
you're going to give us the final agenda minute by minute kind of before all this, right?
She already has it.
It's on Google Docs.
Yeah.
I shared
Understood. Okay.
I
Just
shared
share
it with you. It's called Virtual Campfire. The only thing that I changed today was I actually added Nate's link in here because I hadn't done that yet. So it's all written out. So if you want to go through it and like, that's what I'm going by right now.
Here, I'll put it in the chat right now. Link to it.
Since we're all getting on 15 minutes till, right before the 5 till, we'll have you share your desktop and do play it until it's time to stop for live, and then you'll stop sharing your desktop, and as soon as Ashley starts talking, she will pop up for everybody.
Are you talking to Nate?
Me? Okay, so Deb, you log on and you open. So the before thing, you open the Zoom meeting.
Right.
We all join.
Right.
You make me co-host. So this is it. This is like 10-2 because I got 10 minutes of Campfire. So then you give it to me.
So
I start playing the video.
I'm gonna make you a co-host so that you are sharing your desktop.
Okay. Yep. So I'll share my screen. I'll play the video. I play up until we do the cabin call. Our whoa. Then I pause the video.
And
then you're gonna bring Ashley in. And Ashley's imaginary friend back there.
Yeah. You'll have to stop your sharing of your screen so she shows up when she starts talking.
Okay. Okay. So then Ashley starts talking.
I'm looking at you guys. I don't even know what's going on behind me. And Lisa says, okay, it's running now. So do we need to let her in?
She's not showing up for me.
No.
Yeah. Or she can try the link again. Like if she goes back and tries to get in again.
Okay.
Just have her try that again now that it's been uploaded or it's whatever. Try it again.
Yeah, Colleen's right. I think that now she needs to go back to your link, Deb, in the email, and it should work fine. I think.
I just thought of that too. Okay, so Nate, does that make sense on your screen?
Yep, makes sense to me. At the end of this, I kind of want to test the video out one more time. I think there's a way to make the sound work better. When you do share screen, option pops up for you to like sync sound or synchronize sound and video. If we do that, I think everything will be a lot smoother. So the audio won't be off. But yeah, it makes sense to me so far.
Okay, so I do the introduction. I welcome everybody live. I say, here's the 2 ways that you can show appreciation tonight, and let's turn it over to Dragonfly with her first song of the night. Yay! And then Colleen starts talking, and it should automatically switch to her if she's talking, right?
Yep.
Okay, so then we just go through, and it's all listed on here. So Colleen does her bazooka song, and when she's done, she says,
I will say whatever, we do our little handshake or high fives or whatever, and then over to Mama Llama.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm doing jellyfish.
Yep.
I wanted to kind of, or I'm still thinking about doing that other one.
the which one?
The fruit one that I showed you, the fruit and vegetables.
Either one. Just send me if you don't do jellyfish, send me the lyrics to the other one before Wednesday morning, because I think I'm going to go ahead and send out the words to all the songs to the kids ahead of time, just so they can.
I'll just stick with jellyfish. I just it seems like it's only 3 or 4 movements though. Is that about it?
No. So if you go to the Google Doc, I have the name, I have the words all written out.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah. Okay, got it.
And I can do a separate FaceTime call with you later today and kind of show you like the way that they've done it in camp in previous years.
Yep. Okay, sounds good.
And it's a few, I mean, it's not a ton of moves, but it's arms up, wrists together, elbow together, wrists, elbows, knees together, wrist, elbows, knees, feet together. And then you add, you stick your butt out. And then the last one is your tongue out. And they all say jellyfish, jellyfish with their tongue out. So there's, I don't know, what is that, 7 or 8 different steps?
That's good. I'll practice it. I'm good. Thanks for showing me the lyrics.
Yeah. And then, so then Tammy, when you're done with your jellyfish song, Mama Llama kicks it back to Nate for the clone skit. So Mama Llama's gonna, however you want to introduce that. Hey, I'm sending it back to Sasquatcho because he's gonna show you something that we've been working on. We've got whatever, however you want to introduce that clone skit. And then Nate's got to hit play on the pre-recorded again.
Yep. So I go back to share screen, I play that skit, I end share screen, say, wait, wasn't that awesome? Yeah.
Okay. And then
I will say, Deb, I'm not kidding you. My kids thought that was the funniest thing, especially because you kept going the opposite of everybody. They were dying. It was perfect. So
I think it's perfect.
Something came out right out of it because I couldn't believe my screen was mirrored, and I was telling you guys how to do it.
it was awesome. I loved it. They loved it.
It made it even funnier because I
Yeah.
don't think anybody. I think they're gonna think that you were trying to be funny the way you were doing it.
Exactly.
I told my husband I'm the dyslexic teacher in this video, and he looked at me and he goes, "No, I think it makes it funny."
It does. And then I kept kind of looking around anyways, so
Yeah.
I think it was just perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Good.
Okay, so then Nate hits play on the Is It Time Yet skit, and then according to the list of things here, Tammy then pops back on and introduces me and the bear song. That could be Tammy or it could be Nate. On here I have it as Tammy.
It doesn't matter to me.
So as soon as the skit's over, Nate makes us live again, and Mama Llama says, "Hey."
I could do it. Oops.
We can, or I can just do it. I see why she had it before, because basically, wait, because I'm introducing the skit, Nate, you don't really have to say anything, do you? You're just playing it.
Not really. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll just come back on and introduce Ashley after.
Great.
Okay. And then I do the bear song, and then I introduce Sasquatcho as story time, and I will probably, let me write this in here, I will probably bring them down a notch and remind them of the second level of appreciation and tell them that we're starting to kind of wind down our evening. And so we're going to do this instead of our loud clapping. And then I'll toss it to Sasquatcho for his story time. And then Sasquatcho does his Native American story time. And again, you can remind them when yours is over that this is how we're going to end the night, and you're going to toss it to Beetle, Dennis.
Hey, yeah. By the way, are we going to kind of just run this right now, like to see if it works, or are we just going to try to make it happen that night?
I think we should run it now for sure.
Yeah. I don't think we have to sing all the songs, but we should probably do the start and move over. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to share can I share my screen with you?
Yes, I made everybody a co-host.
Okay, so, I don't know how to share my screen with you.
Yes.
No, maybe I do.
So do you see the little?
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. Ashley, I meant to send this to you that I kind of try to think through this a little bit, and it's not exactly a repeat after me song, but it's kind of like that, you know. So
Yeah.
are you seeing what I'm looking at, where it says where the teachers sing and where the students, the parents would sing?
Yep.
Yeah. So is there a way that they can see this or during that time?
You can share your screen while you're singing, and we can mute everybody else.
Well, we don't want to mute everybody else, right?
But Elizabeth was going to be letting people in, and so that everybody's not, right? Or not?
Well, I mean, I think it would be cool if we could somehow just choose like a random 30 kids or 20 kids to be able to hear them. I'm almost wondering if either Deb or Nate should be in charge of muting or unmuting these kids. Are we going to be able to explain this to Elizabeth Williams?
She's co-hosted before for her Avid classrooms.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, Lisa Lewis has entered the waiting room.
I just got her in.
Right.
Here we go.
All right. Where is
Is
she?
she in?
She's in. You made it.
Yay.
You are.
She made it.
They had updates to Zoom, and it threw everybody off.
Everybody, Ashley had a hard time at the beginning too, Lisa.
Hey, mine just came on and it said I had to update it, and then finally I went into the browser and copy and pasted, but it won't work the other way. So I don't know, but I'm here. I'm back.
So you
And
guys,
my internet going on and off, and like I got the spinning color wheel many times.
the spinning beach ball of doom.
Yeah. Okay.
So you guys think that Elizabeth will be, especially, well, I'll send Elizabeth, Deb, I'll share your phone number with her because she wanted that phone number. And then I guess you and her can talk about her admitting or her turning on the volume on 20 or 30 kids, because we do need to hear some kids throughout the night singing in.
Well, and if she's available tomorrow, she and I can always practice.
Okay. Or just, I guess, if we're all co-hosts, I guess all of us can be clicking kids and allowing them to be heard, right?
Exactly. Yep. I'm going to make, since we're logging on 15 minutes early, and so we have time to change our names to our clone name and get everybody set up as co-hosts before we start letting kids in. That'll help a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at like 6:50, we're all logged in.
Yeah. I
can start the video then. We can all, okay.
Yeah.
So we're logging in at 6:45, right?
I have it at 6:50 on here, but we can be 6:45. That gives us a full 15 minutes before we start letting any kids in.
Oh, because I thought he said he was starting the video at 5 till.
He's starting the video at 5 till, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 till. Okay.
But we're going to stop. That's an 18-minute video, and we're going to stop it at about, I think it's like the 16-minute mark or 15-minute mark. We're going to stop it before that clone skit starts. So the video pre-recorded won't take us quite all the way to 7:15. We'll cut it off a few minutes before that.
Well, I should say of that 18 minutes, like 10 minutes of that is just the fire burning.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's why we're starting at 5 minutes early for the kids who do get let in early, right? Because
right.
Right. Elizabeth, and actually all of us time to let that many kids in.
Okay, good. So that means there's only like, after the campfire, there's only like 8 minutes of clone stuff.
Right.
That's we're not going to go be over. Cool.
Okay, so I'll change that start time to 6:45. That gives us all 5 minutes to get logged in by 6:50, and then and any other staff that decides that they want to join in, well, we can walk them through changing their names and things like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Nate, do you want to hit play on your pre-recorded video screen, and maybe you can just fast forward through it and practice, stop, like listen to it for 10, 15 seconds at different segments, and then stop it after the clone call. And we can just kind of practice throwing it back to each other the way we need to, and practice hitting start on the skit again.
Yeah, basically we want to do a dress rehearsal right now.
Yeah, and just fast forward. We don't need to sit and watch all 18 minutes of it.
I don't have.
Okay, let's do it. All right, I'm hitting share screen. I'm going to my desktop. And guys, notice how when you hit share screen and that thing pops up asking which screen you want to share. Down in the bottom left corner, you can hit share computer sound and optimize for video clips, and that smooths out the audio issues.
And that's why you're doing this part.
That's nice.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So can everybody see the campfire and hear it crackling?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So showtime in 10 minutes. Showtime in 8 minutes. Showtime in 3 minutes. Countdown clock. Matches voices and positive sync with pictures.
Hey, Conestoga, welcome to Campfire tonight.
The voices matching movement of Ashley's face?
Yep.
Okay, great. All right, and let's go through the quick intros.
Biggest animal in the world, by the way. Look it
It's
up.
all smooth.
Anyway, I'm Mr. Kramer's.
Looks good.
Mama Llama is here. And
there's the cabin call.
Hello! Mama Llama! Whoa! Damn!
Okay.
No,
I don't
And when the
see
skit's
I don't
over.
see video anymore.
I don't see it.
No more video.
No more. What are you seeing? Do you see me at all?
Yeah.
In our
Yeah.
Zoom call.
It looks like the Brady Bunch again.
Okay. Is it paused?
I'm just seeing our regular Zoom call. I'm seeing all 7 of us.
There's no.
Oh, I see. It cut off my share screen for some reason. All right. You know what? Let me just make sure I'm not overlaying it here.
Okay, now we
So
see.
now, do you see the words? You see the words "and now"?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just play through the end of this again.
Fly.
Fast forward.
Whoa! Llama llama!
Okay, so it's paused on "and now."
Yeah. So is that's and yeah, pause on and now because then it tosses it back to me, right?
Right, and then when you come back to me, I can go straight to the skit.
Perfect.
Okay, good. So now,
Okay,
dress rehearsal. I'll stop sharing my screen.
Yep. And then I say, hey, everybody, welcome. We're
Okay.
so glad you're here tonight. I'll think of something a little more creative to say. And I'll talk
Yeah.
about the 2 different levels of appreciation. We're going to clap really loud at the beginning of this. And then as we wind down the night, we're going to do our 2nd level of appreciation, which is a quiet, a little more of a quiet thing. I'll practice. I'll figure out what to say. And then, first of all, to get us started tonight in our live portion, I'm going to introduce a friend of mine, Dragonfly. She might look familiar to you, and you'll recognize her. She's going to start doing our first song of the night, Dragonfly.
All right, bazooka bubblegum. All right, and then clap, 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 clap. And then I'm going to hand it over to Mama Llama.
And we are going to sing Jellyfish, and I'll do the Jellyfish or whatever song with them. And now we are going to watch a fun skit. So stay tuned.
Okay.
All right, so now let's make sure that the sync works again. Let's see how quickly I can actually share screen. I'm going to share again. It says "and now," right?
Yep.
Yep.
Time. I think it's time. Hey, Trillium. Trillium, are you there? Backwards.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, Trillium. Okay.
Not time
Everybody
yet.
seeing this okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
I think it's delaying.
It's time. All right, you know what it means? It's time. So, oh yeah. Ah, yes. Welcome back to the school. Pause it right there. Bars on. They all take a screenshot of it. Now I stop share. And now it's back to regular view. And then Tammy's going to introduce Ashley.
Oh, let me see. We're here. Introduces Ashley for the bear song. Okay. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that fun skit from our clones. And now we are going to hear from Forget Me Not.
All right. And I introduce the repeat after me and do as I do and say as I say, bear song. And then, okay, guys, we're going to take it down a notch now. This is where we're going to start to wind our evening down. So the last couple activities we have are going to be quiet, kind of bringing it down a notch. So I'll remind them about the quiet clapping, and I will toss it over to Sasquatch for his Native American story time.
All right, so for that, I'm going to do another share screen so I can make this like as video-y as we can do. I want to see if this works also. All right, can everybody see Search for the Strongest, a Campfire legend?
Yeah.
That card shows up? Okay. So this is the story of the mouse who was using love. Her parents wouldn't let her marry the mouse next door. Okay, everybody sees the animation, the hearts and everything?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, good. So they didn't want to marry him, and yet let's go through the story. End of the story, and it's song time. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, and with that, it now comes to song time, featuring With a Little Help from My Friends by the Beatles. Oops, I'll update that. Should I say like by the Beatles and led by Beatle? Oh, edit that in.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, perfect. And then did Dennis just start playing?
Yeah, so I don't need to share my screen after all then, really.
I guess not. If they can hear you right now, I can just leave it on mine and I can just go through the lyrics like that.
I might just send it to all the people, all the teachers here on the screen. I might just send it to you because, you know, there's a time when the teacher's supposed to sing and the students are supposed to answer.
I kind of like Dennis's, yeah, because I think we also changed a couple of the words too.
Yeah.
Sure.
We changed a couple of the words, right.
And,
Yeah.
And his is labeled by,
Like who's to sing when? Yeah, teachers or students or teachers.
yeah.
Okay.
And also, I think we should sing this right now because I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to hear you guys singing. I won't even know if I'm singing, who I'm singing with. So,
I would love to hear the tune.
can you hear the guitar?
You put the words, can you put the words on the screen, Dennis?
Okay.
Tammy, I know you've heard this song before.
I know.
When you hear it, you'll be like, oh, I know that.
Okay.
Would it help with me friends?
Okay, it's
You
there.
see it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the intro. Did you
Okay.
hear that?
Yeah.
You hear that?
Yep.
You sure you heard that? I'm gonna play it again.
Yep.
What would you think if I sang out a tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ear and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. Oh, I get by with help
From my friends,
I get
a little help from my friends.
Oh, I'm gonna
Try
try.
a little help from my friends.
What do you do when your love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? How do I feel by the end of the day? Are you sad because you're all alone? No, I get by
a
with a
little
little
help
help
from
from
my
my
friends.
friends.
Oh, I get
Try
by.
a little help from my friends.
Oh, I'm gonna try.
Try a
With a
little
little
help
help
from
from
my
my
friends.
friends.
Do you need
Anybody
I want
Need
somebody
somebody
to
to
love.
love.
love?
Could it
Could it
be
be anybody?
I want
Want
somebody.
somebody to love?
Oh, I get by.
With a little help
from
from
my
my
friends.
friends.
Oh, I
I
get
get
by.
by with
A
a
little
little
help
help
from
from
my
my friends.
friends.
Oh, I'm gonna
Try
try.
a
With a
little
little
help
help
from my friends.
My friend.
Can we all do this?
Good, good.
Now,
What?
are we seeing, there's no words below what's on the screen right now, right?
Sorry.
That was it. Yeah.
That was it. Okay.
Okay.
And I think, can we go to the top for a minute, Dennis?
Yep.
It said, what do I do when my love is away? Or is it, what do you do?
I think it's what do you do in the original?
What
Okay.
do I do when my love is away?
Are you sad because you're on your own? That was what caught me.
No, wait.
You know, I just kind of, you know, that could be.
It could
I don't know if
be,
that's
it could be either way.
I'm just saying that I just kind of copied and pasted this off the internet. So I guess the internet's never wrong, though, is it?
It's never wrong.
So yeah, that kind of doesn't make sense, does it? But I don't know.
Well, no, it's because it's call and response. Because originally it's Ringo singing the lead, and the rest of the Beatles are all asking him the question. Does it worry you to be alone, Ringo?
Okay.
His
Yeah.
answer-
And if we were singing in parts, then it would have made more sense. I get it.
Right.
That
right.
was me. The internet's right.
Yeah.
So it was, I mean, it was hard to really hear more than one or two voices at a time. I guess that's just the way it's going to probably be with all of the kind of repeat after me songs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. It is what it's going to be, whatever it's going to be. Right.
Yeah. I
So
guess.
Ashley, I have a question.
Yeah.
When they did it with Mountain View, how did they let pretty much every kid in, or did they try not to, like we're doing?
They started with having all 100 kids able to sing along, and she said the feedback was so terrible we couldn't hear anybody. So they
Okay.
immediately started muting everybody. So she
Okay.
said, you guys should have a plan, like who are you gonna let in, or how are you gonna let a few, like a handful of kids sing at a time. So I think we're just gonna have to kind of play it by ear, and whether it's Elizabeth or whether it's Deb, sort of playing around with muting and unmuting just sort of some selected random kids.
Okay.
Maybe that we just had 7 people trying to sing along there, and I only heard about 2 voices at a time coming through on my computer.
But it did alternate. I noticed that I did see names flashing by of whose voice was coming through.
Yeah,
So it depends on, it picks up on whatever one's the loudest and it switches.
right.
Yeah.
So did it sound okay to you guys? Because it sounded really not okay on my end. Did it sound like I could hear someone singing ahead and someone singing behind, like not in the same place?
It was scratchy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to sing
Okay.
together. I think it's really hard for all of us to sing together at the same time.
Well, maybe on that song especially, since there's going to be 7 of us teachers for sure singing along, maybe we just mute every kid on that part and we don't allow any kids in on that part because it is so hard to kind of hear.
Mm-hmm.
They won't necessarily know that they're not being heard. I mean, I guess they can see that they're muted, but yeah. I don't know.
Again.
Just kind of mute, unmute, like Elizabeth and I can go through and be muting and unmuting. But I'm not sure how I do that while Dennis is sharing his screen. I guess I can. If I cover up the words to the song, I can still mute and unmute.
I think you just mute all the kids when it gets to that point.
Okay.
And just have the 7 of us that know what we're doing.
Okay.
And other people, they can be singing along in their own backyards on their own computers, and nobody's going to hear them, but that's okay.
Yeah, because by the time we even unmute them, and if they don't know when they're getting unmuted, they'll just be standing there probably staring, watching.
Yeah.
And by the time they start singing, it'll be time for somebody else or us already moved on. Yeah.
And then that's the end, isn't it? After the
That's
song.
the end. So we all say goodnight. Good night, everybody. Hope you have a great summer. Is that what we're going to say?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Oh.
And there's one more week of school.
Yeah.
Should we do a goodbye clones and we all become ourselves kind of moment and be like, hey, check Canvas? Do we need to or not even?
I think we leave all academic stuff out of this. It's just for fun.
Great.
It's the fun night. We're off hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Right.
unpaid. It's perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we try this again? Should we try this song again?
Okay.
Lisa, what do you think?
Yes.
How can we make it better?
I think we just have to trust the rhythm and not wait because your voice is going to come in at different times. I think if you just go 1, 2, 3, and then we all just start singing rather than following.
Well, he's got to play his little introduction, though.
That's
I think we just follow Dennis's lead. He
Okay.
plays his introduction, and as soon as he starts singing, we all just chime in.
Okay.
It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be. It's going to. For those of you that are musicians, this is going to drive you crazy, but it's just we're just going through the motions. Right?
Well, I can start it like I can sing the first couple of words, and then you can just kind of get how fast I'm doing it, and then you can just kind of join in with me.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
I'll try to keep
That
it
will
simple
help.
as possible. Try to take any kind of rhythm out of it, and so just kind of.
Well, here's the thing. I'm taking all tune and rhythm out of it because I still don't know it well. So it's going to sound great.
Well, I mean,
Snap.
the other thing too, Dennis, it seems to only pick up sort of the loudest voice. You're the singer here. You could totally just sing this whole thing and we can just kind of mouth the words behind you.
Yeah, well, I'll just we mute ourselves and mouth.
Yeah, so your voice is the one that really comes through. And I didn't want to put it all on you, but you're welcome to just, we can just do this. We could just get candles and just hold our lighters up.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh wait, they use cell phones now. They don't use
Cell
lighters
phone.
anymore. So I could just use yeah, there we go.
Mhm.
That'd be funny.
It would be funny.
Dennis just sings and we just do this.
We could do that too.
So here's another thought. You could just do instrumental as well.
And just let Dennis play the guitar for the last little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that, Dennis?
Yeah. And what do you mean by that?
So we could actually mute everyone, and so we're all singing along, but all we hear is the guitar.
What if
I think we need his voice though for kids who don't know the song.
Yeah, I agree.
Get the rhythm and the phrasing of it down.
to
Yeah.
keep them where they should be in the song.
No, but if they don't sing it, no, he.
Yeah, I would just say it would just be all instrumental.
Yeah, just have Dennis featured at the end as playing a minute and a half, 2 minute guitar. He just plays the guitar to sort of lull them, you know, to the end.
Oh, after the song?
No total, no words.
So no song. Okay.
You know how like at outdoor school, sometimes they just have somebody hop up on
Yep.
stage and just play their guitar, just real quiet. Nobody sings.
I like the lyrics, and I like what we picked it because it's getting by with a little friend from with a little help from our friends. It's the message we're trying to send to
And
them.
actually,
They don't know that song like I do.
it's Dennis's last outdoor school. He should vote.
Yeah.
What do you want to do, Dennis?
Well, I can't play the song. I can't play the melody and the accompaniment at the same time. I haven't learned it like that. But I think that's a good idea. I think if we could sing it together, that'd be the best situation. Really.
Okay, so like we just did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can cut it in half. We don't even have to sing all that. I mean, I was talking with Nate earlier in the week and about this part that goes, do you need anybody? I just want someone to love. We can cut that out, you know, and just sing the first 3 stanzas, sort of. I'll share again with you.
Yeah.
So one thing, when you screen share, Dennis, do you see at the bottom where it lets you optimize sound? So that's selected?
I did select that.
And it's still, weird.
I can try. I can see it. Anyway, this part, can you see my cursor on my screen then?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
right here is where we could stop it right there. We don't have to go on to this middle part.
Yeah.
If it's kind of falling apart, we don't want to keep going, but
I say we try it and just push on through. And if it's funny, it's like the backwards video.
I think
It's
we
fine.
just do it.
You might even have some parents who are excited about doing the song.
I thought there might be some parents, but I'm so old that I don't know. Some parents probably don't know this song.
I grew up, my parents played this song, so they've probably heard it. Plus, it was the theme of the Wonder Years for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, it
I
was?
know that TV show, the Joe Cocker version.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think it's the kind of song where you hear it, you realize, oh, I did know that song. Kind of, I've heard it.
I might have somebody, if I can find somebody, I might have them come sit with me that night. And that will help me feel more confident and
Cool.
I mean, I suppose the other thing you could do, Dennis, is you could record yourself and your friend or whoever it is that wants to sing. You could record yourself and we could play it as a recorded version with really good sound. You could just record yourself singing it. And then at the end, we can all be live again and do our little hand thing and wish everybody a good night and be done.
and then people could sing along with the recording.
Yeah, they could sing along with their own screen, but it would be you and your partner singing it. And we can encourage them, hey, Mr. Kramer's got a special song for y'all. We really want you to sing along. And we can put the words up on the screen and they can sing along at their own house, but at least it'll be a very clear recording of you singing it.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you do that and then send me the recording, I can make subtitled, like I can put the words on the screen directly on top of your video.
That'd be cool.
I like that idea.
And I think whoever said it a few minutes ago, most of the kids are just going to sit back and watch because that's really what they do when these quiet songs come on at camp. They're just kind of enamored with sitting there watching their teacher do something that they've never seen them do before. So
Which is
I
one
think that
reason-
might be better than watching all of us try to squeak it out like cats, you know?
That's kind of why I mentioned that, was that it might be, I could see it just being, if it's jumbled with us, then they're going to get these really, and you kind of want it to be a nice like ending to the show.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a comedy,
Right.
you know.
Right. So I think if you feel like, do you have time to do that, Dennis? I don't want to put more work on anybody else's plate.
Oh yeah, it'd be simple. I just can't, I got to find somebody to sing it with me though.
Well, aren't you married to a musician?
You know,
Have you had enough together time? Are you no longer speaking?
What
She's
about
not here right now, so I could say anything I want about her, but
what
she's
about Earl?
funny, she's intelligent. I don't know. She's not a music person, but I could ask her.
Oh, I was thinking, that's right. She's ESL, isn't she?
Yeah.
I was thinking she was a music teacher.
Do you know anybody? I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
I think just you is sitting in your backyard with a guitar.
Yeah.
It would be nice if we could see the guitar, because I think it would be important for the kids to be able to see you playing it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was going to say that too. When you videotape yourself, tilt it down so we can see you.
Yeah.
All right. So
Maybe
I'll send
invite Earl over so he can make it.
Yeah.
Is he a good singer? Does he sing?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Or what would be funny is
Oh,
that
Ryan's chiming in.
he
What?
was playing the guitar,
Yeah.
but didn't show. But then it did show, and it wasn't a guitar. It was like something.
Oh, that's fine. Did you hear that?
No.
A reveal. It's not.
Like you're playing the guitar, right? But they can't see it. And then at the very end, stand up, and instead of a guitar, you're holding like a rubber chicken, right? That's what I'm married to.
Not a particular musician himself, but here, yeah.
I think that final image of you playing the guitar outside, your Beatle, and it just kind of brings the whole campfire thing at the end together.
I think it's perfect.
It's kind of a good, like end of year or end of experience.
Well, I'll try to send you something tomorrow. Is that good enough, Nate?
Sure. Yeah. Oh, just one thing. When you film it, can you don't have it vertical. Try to film horizontally, and it's easier for me to. It'll fill up the screen that way.
Yeah, I'll use my iPad for that.
Oh, great. Okay. Perfect.
Now, he's not our counselor anymore, but you have collaborated with Dennis or David Nelson before.
Yeah,
I bet he'd do it.
and I'd like him to be. Does he live in the neighborhood?
I don't know where he lives. He
I'd
might
like-
be Portland, isn't he?
The other person is, what about Andrew Becker, our choir teacher?
That'd be good. I will email him.
Yeah. If that's someone that's expecting a baby, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's,
He also has a lot of our sixth graders in class. It would be nice to maybe see an encore teacher, that a third of the kids actually have.
Hey, if she's not in labor, he can spare a couple of minutes.
Well, he and Mr. Kane would both probably be interested in doing it. Jeremy would probably be down. Like I've heard him like duet singing here and there. Like,
Yeah, I could.
We're on
Even,
a time crunch, so I don't know how quickly they can get that done.
I could even volunteer.
Andrew's being really careful about staying quarantined too.
Oh, that's right. He is. Yeah.
Mm.
I could just email Paul McCartney.
sure. He does share it.
Or they might like Lady Gaga or someone like that.
Yeah, that's
You're in
absolutely.
there.
Because most of those guys are dead anyway. So.
Ringo's.
You're right, Jeremy might do it.
Yes, I'll talk to Jeremy. Are we gonna leave? Are we ending now?
And I'll go make a few tweaks to this schedule for the night. I'll add in a couple things that we just talked about. But other than that, I'd say maybe just print yourself off a copy of that so you have that the night of, and we know where we're going. But otherwise, I say we just do it. We just wing it. I mean, wing it. Great.
Yeah, I think we got a lot done, accomplished. It was real good.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
But before you go, because I have B and C kids in math course, this year.
Oh, yeah.
So I know you couldn't possibly know this right now, but as far as the P and the I go, do you have anybody just off the top of your head? I have two names off the top of my head that I'm not exactly sure where to go with these guys. That might be an I, but everybody else would be a P, of course. Because after the meeting today, it's like, they get a P. I mean, it'd be really weird.
Yeah.
So one of them, pardon me?
Who are your names?
Well, one of them is Franco, which I suppose we have to give him an I, but he has not checked in with me at all
No.
this during the lockdown, and he wasn't doing much during school, and he's not special ed. And then another guy is Ben Sorrentino, which I think he's on a different team.
Yeah, he's on our team. He's one of my, I don't know.
He's one where like he was present. He was a good kid.
He was? He didn't do a thing for me for math during lockdown. But I don't care.
He did one thing. He did one thing for me, and because it was after I'd had many conversations with parents, and I think Mike called, and he finally did one thing. But he hardly did anything before that, even. Like, he just never turned in assignments, and I don't know.
Same thing about Franco. He'd done not one thing, and I did send an email in Spanish this last week, and I said, do you want to pass the class? I have to have something. He actually submitted one thing, but that's all this whole time I've heard from Franco.
He hasn't done anything for me at all. The whole
Zero
time.
for me. Zero.
What
No.
about
But he probably had a D at the cutoff.
Yeah.
So,
what about Cedric and Jaleel? Have you heard from them?
I have heard from Jaleel. He has gotten a few things here and there. Yeah, he's done a few things for me. Not major stuff, but he's at least gotten some things done.
I've gotten some math stuff from Cedric.
yeah.
And Cedric has made a concerted effort within the last week to get tons of stuff in, super shockingly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't gotten anything from any of them.
Well, also on Jaleel, like I've heard more from his mom than I had from him. They keep saying he's trying, but he was like getting a low C with me before. So
I know. I had
I
kids that were,
wouldn't-
yeah. My other one is Barah.
yeah, Baraz
Like,
just
he was tanking it before, and he's done nothing since. So I just, like, he just never, I don't even think I had anything finished from him at all this whole year. So.
Would you incomplete him though?
What?
Would you incomplete Baraz?
Yeah, he's probably the only one that wasn't passing prior, that wasn't SPED or 504. And they had a big meeting with him and his dad, I think a week ago, Mike said, or Zan or somebody, and they got all on top of him again, and he's just done nothing.
No, that's happened. That's the repeated scenario all year for him. You know, I think it's kind of a moot point, listening to all of you, because so what, a kid gets a P in one subject and an I in the other. Who cares? What does it matter?
It doesn't.
It's not going to change anything at all.
Yeah. And that's why I've decided I'm going to pass them all, because I don't know what kind of damage I'm going to do to the kid who I give in. Like, I'm thinking Jack Utah, right? He's done squat for me all year.
Yeah.
But I also know his grandma's dying. I know his mom's a crazy cuckoo. And me giving him an incomplete, it's just going to be one more, strike against him. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So if I can do something to make these kids feel like, okay, that part of my life is over. We made it through. I'm moving on. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to give an eye to anybody, even the 2 or 3 that probably have earned it.
About Alistair Kent, though.
Well, same thing. I mean, he's EGC. He's living in a foster home. His mom got thrown in jail. He was going to get an F or an I and C anyways, because he can't even read at a kindergarten level.
Right. So are you passing him, is my question.
Yeah, I am. Because
he's special ed.
If he's special ed, you can't.
And like Ashley said, he doesn't even know the alphabet. And
he can't spell his name. I mean,
so giving a kid an incomplete,
like, the emotional damage that I'm going to contribute to by giving these kids an I in a grade level that doesn't really matter is not, I don't want to be a part of it. And that's just my own philosophy. They're going to get a pass.
No, even Victor.
And even Victor, and Victor has tried a handful of times. And again, his mom, you know how she's making money right now? She's driving for Uber Eats, because every time I go pick up food at Juan Colorado's, or I was sitting outside of Five Guys the other day, his mom is out in front of every single one of these fast food-ish type restaurants at 10, 11 o'clock at night, making Uber drops for people. And so he can't be doing the work at home because she's out running around town.
They are trying. She's been sending me videos from her iPhone to my email to say, where is this, and how come we can't find that? So they have been working.
Well, and I guess for me, it's like the intent. Like, if I thought that by giving a kid an I was going to light a fire under them and their parents and make a difference, and they were going to be able to snap it. Like, if my kid got an I, you better believe we'd be snapped into shape, and we would be working our butts off to get that eye improved. But the kids that I'm going to get an eye to, the intent, they don't have the intent to go fix it. They don't have the capabilities of fixing these behaviors that their kids have. And so I don't want to contribute to any more stress that these people already have.
Wait, can I just ask to that point though, does an I actually get them on any type of academic support for the following year, or does it require, it doesn't really have an academic effect besides being kind of a slap in the face for some kids? Is that all it really is?
Yeah.
So they don't have to make up this class in the future at some point?
No.
No.
So there's really it doesn't do anything except give them a black mark for the heck of it.
Yeah. If they're in high school, they have until they graduate to make up whatever I's they got this year. But other than that, for a sixth grader, nobody's going to be looking back when they're trying to graduate from high school saying, well, you got an I in your sixth grade humanities class.
Yeah.
It's going to do more damage than good. If I thought that it was going to be the catalyst for change in these kids, I would be giving a handful of I's. But it's not. It's just going to do more damage and make them hate school more than they already do, and make their parents hate us more than they already do. And I know as a parent, some of these struggling students, if I see a report card with a bunch of P's on it, I'm going to feel like I can move along. If I get a report card with a bunch of I's, what's going to happen is you as a teacher are going to have to field a bunch of emails from parents that want you to explain, what does this mean? What do I need to make my kid do now? Because they do care, but they don't have the skills or the knowledge or the time to, be helping their kids. If they did, they would already be doing it.
Well, and Canvas is going to archive over the summer, so they wouldn't even have access to the previous assignments.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
It would be really nice if we could meet with seventh grade teachers next year to kind of fill them in on some of these things, on maybe our like top 10 that we should watch, they should watch.
Yeah. I thought when Zan sent out when he was talking about that spreadsheet today and people that you thought, you were going to give an eye to, I thought that's kind of what that was going to be, Lisa. I thought he was going to be telling us, I really don't want you to give eyes to anybody. Go ahead and give them passes. However, if you feel like they really deserved an eye, even though you didn't give them an eye, please mark them on this list. Because I feel like that would be more helpful moving forward. Like, these are the kids that really, really were incomplete in their skill set for finishing sixth grade writing, although I gave them a pass. I thought that's what he was going to ask us to do, but
I think that that's probably the conversation he's going to have, though. So if you put an I, because it's just like you think that you might give him an I, he's probably going to have that conversation with you as to why. What have you done? Because, I mean, not all of us are going to have a lot of kids that we're going to give an I to, but to me, it sounded like he was going to then have a conversation with us. Like, how many times have you reached out to parents? What are the things that you've done? Do you really want to give them an I? Can we give them a P? But they do have it then cataloged as to which kids we might have given an I to.
See, and I think he's using it, like you said, though, but I think he's using it as a heads up. Like, he wants to be in, I think he's thinking that if you put a check mark there, that you're going to give him an I.
Yeah.
Give him an I. And he wants to be able to know which parents he's going to field phone calls and emails from. And like you said, and get your side of the story.
He doesn't want to do that at all. He doesn't want to be involved unless it's absolutely necessary. Yeah.
Well, plus he might have gotten, Alyssa mentioned that 8th grade teachers are considering giving plenty of I's because it's the end of 8th grade. I think he's worried he's going to get a ton of them. So his general message was, give as few as you can. Don't give any, please, secretly.
Yeah.
And that's what we might as well do is, no, because I mean, I've got like, Barat, Taven Holston, a kid who's done almost nothing, has been skipping class, but
he's EGC though, so.
Right. And if it's not really going to do anything for him anyway, I guess why bother?
I know, but I also worry about next year though, because if we're going to have a period of time, so is there somewhat of this setting a precedent that when we're maybe away, again, we're going to go through a period of time that if you don't do anything, it's not going to harm you again. So it's a hard discussion because I feel like, well, then they'll be like, hey, I did nothing last year and I still got a pass. I mean, that to me is really hard for a kid like Barat who has done nothing prior, has done nothing now that I've emailed every week, contacted dad, admin sat down with him, and he still gets a pass.
Yeah.
To me, that's really hard. And I don't have very many kids like that.
I think if you've had all of those conversations and you've gone to us, then yes, give him an I. I'm thinking more of the kids that are your typical kids that you send an email once in a while to the parents, trying to get them on board. You never hear back. And I haven't done my due diligence like it sounds like you did on that particular kid. You know,
Like Dylan Francois, who never shows up.
Yeah, Dylan Francois is another one. He's the other one.
Well, I mean, there's also there's the fact that. Oh, go ahead.
No, like Sebastian Kennedy, Carter Leach, all of these kids that we've reached out to, Max Gilmore, lots of emails, but no work.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's just it's what you feel like you need to do in your
I'm gonna pass them too. Actually, I just wish we had a way to communicate with the 7th grade teachers about this next year.
I always take my attendance sheets that I have at the end of the year and I write little notes and I hand them off to the 7th grade teachers. So I hand them to the humanities and writing teachers so they have them. And they appreciate them. I mean, they always say to me, thank you so much. And I just, the ones that are outstanding, I make sure to make a mark, and the ones that really struggle or have a really horrendous parent or home life, I just make those marks and I think do that for sure. Make little notes that say, should have received an incomplete,
But doesn't Elizabeth put together a big spreadsheet with all that? It's like at the end of the year where we're all allowed to update it?
No, not usually.
No.
Oh, I did that.
I mean, anybody that we've done kid chats with, those are all in your kid chat. Any kid, I've already talked to her already, any kid that you started a RISE document on, I've asked her like that week prior to us starting school, hopefully that we do. But all of those set up as we've got these RISE documents ready to go. Here's what we've done. We should probably update on there about what happened during, like no interaction. They probably lost X amount of months of schooling, which is going to put them even farther behind. And so she's on that. So we just need to make sure if you guys, I know for our 6B team, we had several RISE documents started.
Right.
You guys probably had some for 6C. And that would be something to just kind of update, finalize. And she said that she would take that on. But like your normal kids, we don't really have like a master spreadsheet, I don't think.
I always just write my little comments.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll do it.
Okay.
So.
And then I was thinking too, to Colleen, to your earlier point about, does this mean that the next lockdown is another no work time for the kids who coasted through this time? Like I'm wondering, do we need to suggest to Zan that if another lockdown begins, it starts with some sort of announcement that this is not off time. You will get incompletes. That's my hope, or maybe
I think that'll be hopefully communicated when we know kind of a plan for next year, so that parents are I think they need to be, hey, this is going to be a reality. Mm-hmm. This is the expectation. We want school to continue, and here are the things that need to happen. But we also need to educate parents so they know we're getting everything, and then educate 6th graders coming in, because they've been doing seesaw for the last 3 or 4, months.
Yeah. God,
they don't have any Canvas stuff.
No.
None.
And again, I also, we didn't know we were going to be doing this, right? And so the way that this was rolled out with the phase 1, do it if you want to, phase 2, and then spring break was in there too. I mean, the kids basically had 4 weeks of nothing before we even expected them to do anything. Right. This whole wishy-washy message that we sent for 4 full weeks at the beginning. Yep. I mean, I can only speak to my own household, and it set the tone with my own 15-year-old that this doesn't matter, know, and I sure as heck hope that if we do start with online learning at the beginning of the year, that they do not send the message that as long as you're getting a D- or higher, you're going to pass your grade level. Because that was the end all be all to any kind of effort that most of these kids want to give.
Exactly.
So I just think this was a learning experience. I think there will be a bar set at the beginning of the year. If we start the year this way, there will be expectations that are immediate, not this wishy-washy 4 weeks of, oh, do it or don't. It doesn't really matter, kind of thing. So I think you'll see something different.
Do you remember what the grade point average was? It was at 1 point. You know how Synergy records their grade point average from a 1 to 4 basis. Do you remember what less than a D is?
1.6 is an incomplete.
Yeah, I think so.
1.6.
Yeah.
Well, people like Francois is definitely under there, and I've Zoomed with this kid before, and I have no idea why he's not. He has a parent home with him. I have no idea why he's not doing any work. So oh, and just on a side note, in today's paper, the Wall Street Journal, they were saying it's because kids do not seem to be carriers of this disease. European schools have opened up and they've been able to function. So I sure hope you guys are able to start your school in September. I mean, it would be really kind of sad if you couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, it's been rough.
And, I don't know if I'll be here budget wise. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah. But we'll.
Okay, well, that helps. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, do what you need to do,
So, Colleen, are we giving Bara an I? That's my last question.
So I'm going to put him down on an I, but I'm going to send, I'm going to try one more time because he gets my email every week and his parents. So I'm going to try one more time and say, I need this or that, I need one thing turned in order for you to pass, buddy. You got to write your story this week or something, and we'll see, And I'll put an I on there, but just with the caveat, I'll put the comment in there that because I know they've talked to him. Again, he's had an email from me every single week and parents, and I don't know if he was celebrating Ramadan, but he possibly could have. A lot of kids kind of shut down and weren't doing anything. But Dad did not allude to that really, that was a problem.
What about
in the meeting that admin had? So I don't know.
Same with Nadir.
Oh boy.
Did Nadir show up for you at all?
Nadir Wahed?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he jumped back in. Yeah, all the kids who left for Ramadan came back and told me later, "Hey, I was off at Ramadan. Sorry. What do I do to catch up?"
Zero from right. He hasn't shown it to me since we went remote.
When I called Nadir directly and got his dad on the line, that helped, and we did an assignment together over the phone, and that got him going. That saved his bacon with me because he was heading for a 0. Yeah. Maybe call him.
No, I've emailed 3 times. I emailed him and his parents, but I never got a response.
Okay.
I didn't start out using calling because I couldn't get MyTel to work for a while on my MacBook. It was having problems. So.
MyTel's awful. It doesn't work. Yeah. All right. I guess we'll do some soul searching for now, won't we?
What'd you say, Tammy?
Right. We feeling good for Wednesday?
I was going to say that it cuts you off after 10 minutes anyway. So if you have more than 10 minutes, it goes by fast. And then all of a sudden it hangs up and you're like having to call them back and say, sorry.
Oh.
I hate that. But I've learned to deal with it now. I just tell them off the bat, I got 10 minutes and then if it ends, I'm sorry.
Okay, do we feel good about Wednesday?
Yeah. All righty.
Okay, Deb, I'm going to share your number with Elizabeth Williams. I'll share a contact with her so she has your number, okay?
Perfect.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Thank
Thank
you. Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.
See you in clone form.
you.
Take